We are streaming. Awesome. So let's give things a second here. Gotta do a couple extra things here. And hopefully the sound is balanced right. Looks fine in OBS, but you never know. Okay, and let's see here. So no, should I wait, or I guess there's no one here technically. All right. So okay, looks like people are starting to come in, I guess. Oh god, FAZZ. I forgot FAZZ theme was this weird ass country song. So hey, I'm Miviador, and today I'm going to going to be making a tier list for Gundam Battle Assault 2. So yeah. So yeah, I guess I'd assume if you're watching this you're familiar with it, but just in case, Gundam Battle Assault 2 is a 2D fighter for the PlayStation 1. It's all got a star cast of Gundams from every series up to Wing. And so and there's a lot of interesting characters, there's a lot of interesting balance. Just a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, so I figured, hey, let's do a stream to just talk about all of it. It'll probably be fun. Who knows? So let's see. I hope my sound is balanced right, because it looks like it is, but you never know. But yeah, so you think this? Yes, okay. Awesome. Oh, hey, it's Cordunk. What's up? The music isn't too loud. Good. Good. So yeah, the way I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna kind of go over like, I kind of want to just talk about like what makes a character strong in this game. Then I'm gonna make the tier list. Then I'm gonna go through. I don't know if I'm gonna go top to bottom or bottom to top, but we'll see. But yeah, I'll make the tier list, then give some explanations for the cast and why I think they're in their position. So okay. So starting off, just to talk about like what makes a character strong in Gundam Battle Assault 2. So it's a pretty non-traditional 2D fighter as far as 2D fighters go. It's like not an air dasher, but like movement's really important. Defensive options are pretty strong, and the power level in general is pretty dang high. But the most critical aspect of Gundam Battle Assault 2 is your neutral. If you don't have a strong neutral game, you're not playing the game. So it's critical, like, just to have your feet on the ground, you just gotta have a strong neutral game. Then and of course offense and defense factor in too there. But like everyone like has it. Most characters have at least a decent offensive game and decent offensive options since the universal mechanics are pretty good. So it really does a lot of the time come down to how good your neutral is. So getting into the tier list. So just to explain the tiers a bit, double S means you're tournament banned. You are not allowed. S means like you're the tip of the top. You're one of the best characters. A means you're a pretty strong character, but you're just not quite up there with the S tiers. A minus is like when you're pretty strong, but I think you're a bit better than B, really. But not quite on the level of the high tiers. B is the mid tiers. I guess both A minus and B are the mid tiers, but yeah, B is like you're pretty good, you're solid, but like you just aren't on the level of those above you. C is you have some flaws, but you can still make it work, and D is you suck. Don't play this character. Well, I won't say don't play it, but play at your own risk. So let's get started here. So I'm gonna try to roughly order this, but like this tier, I'll just put characters up. So let's get the band guys out of the way. Actually, no, you go down to A. Let's see. No, actually, between these two at the moment. Then here. He goes here. Wing. Let's get Tallgeese in here. Let's see, burning. You go at the top of A minus. Or actually, you'll go below these guys. You'll go here too. See, put Zeong in B. You also go here. Zam in C. C. Altron bottom of B. You can get away here. Ball about here. See FAZZ and GP02A down here. Zaku-II as well, gonna be down here. See Sazabi, you're better than Zam. Sandrock, let's put him here. See, I think Zeta. I don't know. Zeta's worse than Sazabi. Hamma Hamma, better for sure. Qubeley goes C. Hygogg, bottom of C. Still better than Zam. Maxter could potentially be B, but he's not proven yet, so just gonna put him here. See, new. Tempted to put him in top of B, but he might be like bottom of A minus. Maybe even, actually, yeah, bottom of A minus sounds right. New Zeal, bottom of B. Master, you're gonna go. You are better than QM. See. Acguy. Cause he's kind of like a diet ball. I'll go top of B. Yeah. So, alright. So, let's see. I might change some positions around as, like, we talk about stuff. But, otherwise, this is my current list, as of April 15th, 2023. Uh, so yeah, actually, yeah, chat. Should I go top to bottom or bottom to top? I'm fine with either way. Let me make sure this is set up right. Start from low. Bottom to top. Okay, everyone's saying bottom to top, so let's do that. So, okay. Okay, awesome. So, let's see. I actually have the game set up here. So let me get that going. So, already. So, starting with Zaku-II. This character just kind of sucks and this character just sucks, really. So like just to start with, his movement is subpar to say the least. Like, you know, you got like even his thrust jump kind of sucks. So just this like even Maxter is going to be moving faster than him, which is terrible. Your buttons suck too, like your this is like his biggest button is stand heavy kick, and this is abysmal. Like Maxter here is gonna have more range. Well, I guess maybe not, but either way, like this is just a tiny button in a game where a lot of characters have incredibly strong buttons. His projectile 2 is low priority, so it's gonna get beat out by other projectiles. He does have this move, which is he does have a plus on block normal with stand light kick, but it's not nearly as plus as his counterparts. His combos are not great. He can't get especially good damage, and he cannot convert from far buttons at all. So he's just gonna have trouble converting too. He does have Cracker Grenade, which is a solid pressure tool, and just like it's also just a wall in neutral that people have to respect. Can set up pressure. He also has DP, but his DP is way worse than Zaku-IIS's because he can't get a infinite or a stun combo off this. So he's just like he still gets good damage, and it's like having a DP at all is incredibly valuable in this game. He's a dodge character too, so his defensive options aren't half bad, but everything else is just so rough about him. Like you don't have good block pressure. His mix-up is okay, but it's not good. There's characters with far better. His neutral sucks. And it's like just like this character just doesn't have anything going for him, and on top of that, Zaku-IIS exists and is better in every way. So there's just no real reason to play this character. So yeah. Next up, we have GP02A or Gundam Battle Assault. So let's get over to him. So, okay. Gundam Battle Assault, GP02A, whatever. This character is like, I'd say he's about the same level as Zaku-II in terms of being bad, because these characters both suck. But yeah, GP02A, first off, his buttons are painfully slow. Like, even his fastest buttons is like frame 7 or 8. His movement is actually solid. He has a pretty good backdash, and his forward dash is average. Has a good boost too. So he does have that going for him. But the real issue just really is his buttons. Like, these are horribly slow and not good on block. His crouching heavy punch and stand heavy punch are minus a bajillion. This is like even, and it's just like terrible frame data all around. And then he does have a decent projectile with the bazooka, but it's once again a low priority projectile. So like, let's see if I can set this up here. Yeah, like it's just gonna get bodied by any other projectile. Or that wasn't what I want, but like point still stands. Like it's just gonna get bodied by anything else. He doesn't have like any mix to speak of. Like you can kind of get an overhead with jumping light punch, but it's pretty slow. Um, and then just like combine, so you can't really open people up. Your projectiles aren't good. Your unblockable is one of the slower ones, so you just dodge on reaction. He does have a few interesting moves, I'll say. His DP is crazy. It's pretty fast, invincible, and it does a boatload of damage. But at the same time, like, they have to be close to you and not just punishing you or killing you. Like, there's a lot of characters who'll just kill him for pressing one of these buttons at all. So it really sucks. His Super 2 is pretty hard to use. Like, it has niche uses and applications because it does lock off a portion of the screen. And if they get hit, it's a ton of damage. But, like, how are you hitting this? It's so... Like, here to demonstrate. Like, he's gonna land before the super even comes out if he does a regular jump. So, yeah, it's just like... This character just doesn't have much going for him. And... Next up... Oh, one more thing about FAZZ. He's a shield character. Or, oh, I thought he's a shield character. I guess he's not. Oh, he's a dodge character. Damn. Gaslighting myself. He's got the rain... Yeah, I actually forgot the input for the rain projectiles. So... What even was it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he has this. Which is pretty good. But, the issue is, like, your opponent can just run at you and blow you up for it, so... It's not amazing. So yeah. So, alright. Moving on. Next up we got, FAZZ, or Gundam Full Armor Zeta. By everyone is just gonna call him FAZZ for short. So, FAZZ has more going for him than the other two. He actually has some, like, legitimate... He has some legitimately good moves, I'd say. Like, the heavy kick laser is a pretty good zoning tool. It's, like, great for checking people. Let's see, what... he's another character with a DP. His is worse than the other two's, but, you know, like, it's getting the job done. His super is, like, it's slow, but it's invincible on startup. So it's actually a half-decent reversal against, more committal moves. He has a high-priority projectile. So he's actually gonna win zoning wars. He has a shield, and shield 2 to help him out with dealing with zoning. So yeah, he has some legit good things here, but he has a lot more bad things. So first off, just like GP02A, it's not quite as bad because he has standing light punch and crouching light punch, but his buttons are once again pretty damn slow, which really matters since you need a good Abari button to get out of pressure in this game. They also aren't quite as bad on block, but it's still not amazing. Once again, another character with no real mix. Like, another slow unblockable, and no overhead presence. And this character, his movement is okay, but it's a little worse than average, but he at least gets a good backdash. And then, like, his DP, it's present, but it's immensely slow. Like, Let's see if I can demonstrate this properly. So, can't quite see it. Let's see, I'll distance him a little bit. Yeah, so you can whiff a light punch and then recover in time to block his DP. And if that weren't bad enough, his DP uses up his ammo. It's hard to see here because I have training mode on. But his DP uses his ammo, which he needs to counter zoning and just get some zoning of his own done. So you're using up your own ammo to get people off of you, and it might not even work. And then once you burn out of ammo, this DP is pretty bad. So yeah, and let's see, he has one other move I'm trying to remember the input for. Actually, let me just pull up the move list. That'll make things easier. So yeah, he has this missile spray move, which, you know, it's a solid, it looks like it's a pretty solid full screen zoning tool, but it gets rushed down so easily, and he's just completely inactive during it. So it's just like, it's a big liability to go for. But, so yeah, it's like, this character has some things. Oh, also, he has this massive anti-air. Let's see, try to demonstrate just how big it is. Oh, it's huge anyways. But yeah, like, it's just, he has some good tools, but there's so much bad. And, like, the main issue is just he gets rushed down so hard. Like, his only thing to really check people running at him is the stand heavy kick laser, because, you know, you can just block this, dash block his regular projectile reaction, and this is not stopping anyone from dashing. So, and then, once again, he's a shield character, so that means he doesn't have a good way to get out of pressure. Like, besides this committal DP, and I already showed, like, why that can be a liability. So, yeah, it's too many bad things, and he just gets rushed down way too hard. So, yeah. Alright, next up we got probably the most infamous character from this game, Big Zam. This is actually gonna be pretty hard to demonstrate, but I'll try. So, Big Zam. This is a real character in a real fighting game. And you can play as him. Issue, he sucks. So Big Zam is like probably the biggest knowledge check matchup of the game, because if you don't know how to fight this character, you're going to be miserable. Like, there's so many, like, little things about this matchup that are not apparent at all. But here's the first thing. So first off, he can't block, but he has always active armor. So so that makes him a pain to fight. He's gonna do his missile move does massive chip damage, so you can't just block it out either. He actually does have a high-low mix-up. That's an overhead, and this is a low. It's pretty slow, obviously, but, like, you know, it's present. And then, like, his super is gonna do even more chip damage. But here's the thing about Zam. You can fly behind him, and he can't turn around. So, he can so yeah, he kind of does get, a little fucked if you do this. He has attacks to attack behind him, but they just are not good. Not nearly as good as his front-facing options. And then it's like, then he has to commit to them too, so you can, like, bait them, and then he's missing, and now he's taking a shit ton of damage, and so on. He can actually take back the corner, like, by doing this move. But now he's stuck in the, and so now he's stuck in the corner, and you can't get behind him, but to attack, he has to move forwards, so then you just get behind him again, and now he has to do this again, and, like, it just goes on, and, like, he's just trying so hard. Like, Zam can, like, if you can successfully hard read with Zam, then I guess you can win. But he has some legit awful matchups against characters who can get behind him more easily and such. And it just is, it gets miserable if your opponent knows what they're doing. So, yeah, like, he's just he's the gimmick character of the game, I'd say. So, all right. Next up we got Hygogg. That's an interesting character. Maybe a little underdeveloped even. So, alright, Hygogg. Hygogg's fairly interesting. He's another character with really slow buttons. Like, this is its crouching jab, and it's pretty slow. Same for stand jab. His other buttons, too. His kicks... oh yeah, this is something I didn't explain. Rule of thumb in Gundam Battle Assault 2, punches are disjointed, while kicks are not disjointed. So this is gonna be a disjoint, this won't be a disjoint. But, Hygogg's kicks actually are disjointed, but they have more startup than usual in exchange. With the exception of his dive kick here. But yeah, otherwise, he's an interesting character. His dash actually low profiles, which is not an amazing low profile because you're still gonna get hit by crouch jabs and whatnot, but it goes under quite a few things. It has uses. Same for his backdash, but that's a bit less relevant. But yeah, you can like go under stuff like that. His projectile, another low priority, but his recovers really fast, so he actually gets plus frames off it. Although, because his buttons are so slow, he can still get interrupted sometimes. But yeah, it's good for pressure. He has a real high-low presence, like that. He has this projectile too. It doesn't take up ammo. It's slightly homing. It's pretty good. But a lot of his issues is just he doesn't have a good combo game. So let's see. I don't actually really remember any combos with him, to be honest. But like his buttons are so slow, and they just do not convert well, is the thing. Like, he gets knockdowns, but it's not that much damage, and he doesn't have the Oki to back it up, really. And, he does have some air momentum switches. He has some other decent things. Like, once again, this character is probably a bit underdeveloped because no one's really been interested in playing him. But like, a lot of it just does seem to be his buttons are slow and he can get outzoned a bit. Because something I didn't mention is that this is another low priority projectile. Oop, did the wrong order. So yeah, I can just it can trade unfavorably. Maxter's gun sucks, so he's not the best example. But yeah, like it's not a great projectile, as good as it looks. So yeah, it's just a lot of he gets zoned. Oh yeah, he also has a DP. His DP's all right. It's not the best DP in the game, but it gets the job done. Like yeah, I think he could potentially go up a bit, but I think he's only ever gonna be like B at best, and even then is questionable. So yeah. Moving on, we got Zeta, first of the hidden characters. Let me actually make sure I remember how to do this right. No, that's Qubeley. Is it this one then? Yeah, there we go. Alright, Zeta. So, first of the hidden characters. But that doesn't really mean much. He's a character and he's somewhat balanced. So Zeta has some cool stuff. He has this kick. He has his jump heavy kick, which he can change. He can change the momentum of to go up, forwards, neutral, or down, which also is his main overhead mix-up. and it lets him kind of like do these gimmicky mix-ups. Where is he gonna side switch or not? But he has some decent buttons. This is a solid button, pretty plus on block. Then he has the flip kick. This is invuln on the way up. But like it's not gonna punish anything, and it actually is unsafe on block though. So it's not incredible, but let's see if I can actually get the punch. There we go. So it's not incredible, but you know, it's an interesting tool. Hits overhead. Can be safe if spaced properly. Can be hard for some characters to deal with. Has a decent anti-air with jump up punch. And he also has a beam rifle, which means he gets a high priority projectile, which is a great boon to have. His isn't the best beam rifle in the game. It's a bit skinny, but it's still great. And then like his signature move though is probably Hyper Dash, which is this command dash. It has a few invuln frames on startup, but let's see if I can get the bug. Oh, why am I not getting it? I'm not getting, there's a bug. I know I'm not getting it. Am I doing it wrong? Well, whatever. There's a bug related to this move where he keeps the momentum from the command dash until he jumps, and it lets him do some really silly pressure sequences, and he even gets an infinite if he lands a hit. Although it is a bit telegraphed. Yeah, kinda. But then actual issues with this character, let's see. Let's go ahead and activate stun. One, his combos aren't incredible. Like, he his confirms are not anything special. He does have an overhead presence, and it's pretty decent. But his unblockable is pretty doo-doo. Like, this is like 50 frame startup or something. It's absurd. You're not hitting anyone with this. He doesn't... it's like, beyond his mix being bad, like, he also just doesn't have enough going for him. His buttons are not that good in neutral, so he has to rely a lot on getting lucky with command dashes. He also is really reliant on his beam rifle to actually deal with zoning, because this is only invincible for a short period of time, so it's pretty common to get interrupted. Oh yeah, his super drops on hit, or not if it overheats. That's the one time where it does hit. Like, it's not the worst super, because you still get like the single hit and you get some chip out of it. But yeah, it's like, it's not incredible. And like, bigger issues, just small buttons and just weak neutral overall compared to some of the other characters. So, if you want, like, it really comes down to, you just have to be more skilled than your opponent to win with this character. Like, he doesn't have any, like, huge advantages, unfortunately. There's also just other characters that do basically exactly what he does, but better. It's just, unfortunate, is all. So, yeah, moving on, we got Sazabi. Both, I guess, won, man. So, alrighty, Sazabi, where is he? There he is. Zabi actually used to be down in the D tier with these three, but he got a chance to move up lately. So yeah, Sazabi, he kind of suffers from like a lot of similar issues to GP02A. He does have a pretty solid projectile. It's high priority. It's high priority. Has a nice it has a nice range, I should say. So like, even if you're up here, then he's still gonna get hits. Um, he has he also has a funnel, and having a funnel is always great. It's a huge boon to anyone's pressure and combo game that gets it. Plus you can use them as a combo breaker, so he has his button. He has a few good buttons. Most notably is this jumping heavy kick. So interesting fact. If the first hit whiffs, then the second one is unblockable. So it's a common strat to just try to space it. I'm not actually that good at this, but it's a common strat to space it so you only get the second hit and you're just getting free unblockables. But it's not a huge amount of damage, but it's fast, especially compared to his actual unblockable. Which is alright, but it's not great. He had but to his actual issues, he has very slow buttons. Some of the worst actually. He cannot convert into good combos like at all. Like that's his best combo. Can you do the V-Stab and hit the unblock? Well, this game, Quick Rise is really. That's something I didn't talk about, but here, I'll just show it real quick. Quick Rise in this game is really fast and invincible. So a lot of knockdowns. Only characters with like specific stuff can really get real knockdown setups. Like Rose can get a knockdown setup because he can summon Rose bits to force the opponent to block on wake up, and then he gets a mix up. But like aside from stuff like that, then you aren't pressuring. You just have to try to chase the jump, or just reset to neutral and get some stuff set up. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. Anyways, this character has slow buttons. Something I didn't mention about this projectile you can't really see. This projectile, this projectile uses a shit ton of ammo. So he only gets like he only gets like 8 shots or something. So it's hard to keep up a good zoning game. He does have does have a standing overhead, but it has a dead zone, which is annoying enough. And it's okay. It's pretty good reward because you get good damage and a knockdown, but it's not great compared to what some other characters get, like Rose, for example, or even Deathscythe. His super is solid, but like it's slow. It's a bit slow, and it doesn't combo on OTG. Just these small things that, well, not even small things, like just these things that really add up to making him really underwhelming. Like he could be better, but he's just not there. Oh yeah, another thing, he can't really run block pressure because this is Pless, but his buttons are just too slow to actually frame trap anyone but other slow characters. Like, you see how Pless this is, but he doesn't have a button fast enough to take advantage of this, or I can get it right. There we go. Yeah. So that really sucks. So yeah, just another character who's like, just can't keep up. So, alright. Next up, we got Hamma Hamma. This is an interesting character. I actually don't really know the setups. I'll see if I can show them off. Let's see. This might take a sec here because I don't know what my. Let me check something real quick. Because there's the way you select this character is not intuitive, I should say, and I don't remember what it is. Okay, that's the O. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Hamma Hamma. So yeah, this is a character. So Hamma Hamma has some really cool stuff. Solid anti-air, solid anti-air, some okay buttons, shield characters, so he gets to counter projectiles. He has some solid buttons. The sweep is humongous. Lots of good anti-airs. Good crouch light kick. Not great, not the best frame advantage. Good jumping light kick. This is an instant overhead if I do it right. Um, this is it, but a lot of his other stuff is kind of underwhelming. His his shots are okay, but low priority. Or oh, they're high priority. Never mind. I'm lying. Uh, that makes it better than I realized. Well, it's a pretty decent shot, anyways. He has this move too, but this kind of just sucks. This is like it's a weird grenade thing, but it's terribly slow and low priority against lasers. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So this move's kind of useless. He has let's see if I remember the input. He has this overhead that's terribly slow, so it's like, what's the point when this exists? I guess it gives a knockdown. But his most notable aspect is his super. So this creates these balls, and these are unblockables, and that you can loop into if I actually knew a setup. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, these are unblockable balls that stun, and you can get humongous combo damage from them, and it can just end stocks. Like, it's such a powerful X factor to have. A lot of characters just are not effective at dealing with it. So like once you get like setups with this going, you can like end games really fast. But the thing is, just inherently because of quick rise, this only works for you have to land a new hit every stock, and a big issue with his kicks is that these are not disjoints. Actually, let me grab a better character to demonstrate this with. Here, get a top tier in here. Or shoot, I messed up. So yeah, if he kicks like this, he's extending his hurt box, and this is not good for obvious reasons. Because now you're putting yourself at risk of just getting bodied, with all these kick moves, and it's rough when you're trying to like deal with these characters who have better buttons than you. Because, his punches are not good pokes at all. So, yeah, it really brings him down. Plus, then one more thing, like, all shield characters, no good way to get out of block pressure. So a lot of characters are just gonna run over him. And it's a rough time out here. But, if he does get the right hit, then he can start this shit up, which is legitimately really good. But otherwise, like, he doesn't have much going for him. So let's head back to the tier list. Qubeley. Another hidden character. Yeah, most of the hidden characters suck, huh? Yeah, 3 out of 4 of them are in C tier. It's rough. Rough day to be a hidden character. So, Qubeley. Qubeley definitely better. She has some, once again, another character whose main so she actually does have some okay punch pokes, but these are nothing incredible. but it's still better than Hamma Hamma. But she also this is still her main poke, like the standing light kick, because it's fast and it's got the frame advantage. It converts well, but so you're once again putting yourself at risk. But so it's just just being a kick-based character in this game sucks in general, because it means you're inherently putting yourself more at risk in neutral. Solid movement. Projectile is pretty dang good. Like, this is a very good projectile. It's fast, high priority. Has that's her unblockable, which sucks. Has a funnel, which you're always happy to have a funnel. Unblockable is terribly slow. Big issue, she doesn't have a good high-low mix. So, like, this is as good as it's getting, and that's not really viable. Fun enough, this move is an overhead, but this is too high to hit anyone crouching, obviously. But she does get good. Let's see if I can actually get the full combo. It's not hard. Does good damage. She has stalling potential with this move. It's a little faster, but like it's still like unviable tier of unblockable. Like, you'll see a real unblockable later. Like, this is so easy to react to. She does have this as an instant overhead, I think. Or wait, is this an overhead? No, it's not. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore that. Does do chip though. So yeah, no good mix-up. Her super is pretty interesting because she summons a shit ton of funnels, and you can't interrupt her out of it. But she's still gonna get some off at least. And if she gets way up, then she can do this, and even if you try to interrupt, she's still gonna get a ton off, and if she gets it off, like, even if you're blocking, you're gonna take a ton of chip, and she's gonna get pressure. So it's a good super, just a bit hard to use, because you have to really get up here to use it, really. But yeah, just kind of an underwhelming character, I should say. True. Hamma never allowed to win. So yeah, just like some interesting tools, but like just not able to back it up at all. So yeah, didn't have too much to say about her. So next up, Maxter. Maxter's interesting because he could potentially move up. I wouldn't be surprised if he moved to B tier. That super. But yeah. Boxing is America. You're right. You're so right. So yeah, Maxter is a really interesting character because one, his this gun looks good, but it's not actually very good because one is low priority, so even Rose here is gonna trade with it. And then the air version has a million years of recovery, so this is actually unsafe. Let's see. He has a decent. His normals aren't good as pokes at all. Like he just doesn't have good poking normals. Like, his sweep is the biggest move, and this is. Ooh, let's see if I can actually punish it. Yeah, it's unsafe for very obviously. He does have overhead lows because this is an overhead. It's pretty funny looking too. And he also has this downward version. Yeah, you can use this to mix up air momentum too. What else? He has this move, which is super plus and does a ton of chip. and the heavy version low profiles on startup. Like not the best low profile in the world. But you know, well, it might go under some things. Uh, and he also has a command dash. Um, so this command dash, another low profile move. So you can't interrupt it, but you know, it does think it, you know, it'll go under some things. But the more notable part of this is that this lets him get an infinite. Let's see if I can actually, my ass can actually do it. Oh my god. If this game had one health bar, just because of the infinite, okay, like yeah, you get the Why can I not do it? It's not that hard. Whatever. You get the idea. It's just looping that over and over. Um, so, and that lets him get stock, but this game had, you know, like, every character has multiple health bars, so, you can do any combination of moves, really. There we go. Anything works, really, because everything does the same hit stun. So, yeah, it really does just come down to, his neutral game just isn't very good at all. He's gonna get zoned. Like, he has this move to kinda help, which is useful, but it's just not cut out. And then, you know, characters like Rose are just gonna invalidate his projectile entirely. His command dash, unlike other characters, is not invincible. He does have a good anti-air, which is pretty rare in this game. His air game just isn't cut out. His movement is also pretty rough. Like, he has a hop backdash, which is by far worse. His run is slow as hell. Especially compared to like other G Gundam characters. And just like it's just he really does rely on just getting the infinite, but the infinite is strong, and there we go. I got loop. Oh, also his super is just straight up kind of useless. Potentially one of the worst, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, this character just has trouble getting much going. Yeah, it's funny. This isn't the only character with an infinite who's gonna be fairly low either. There's a couple others I gotta get to. So yeah, it's just I could see him in B tier. But it's not great. Well, the thing is the super is only good for combos. It doesn't have any other utility. Like, it's not a reversal. Well, I missed it there, but let's see. Yeah, you just get interrupted. Um, and just yeah, no other utilities to it. Oh, let me change the music real quick. So yeah, just he's trying his best, and he can make it work, but it's nothing amazing. So finally, moving out of the low tiers, so now guys start getting into what I believe is the mid tier section. Starting with New Zeal. Let's see, where is this dude? Right here. Or hold on a sec. Let me. I have to do something real quick. Okay, good to go. So back to it. New Zeal. So Neue Ziel, another boss character. Um, he's not as bad as Zam. Unlike Zam, he doesn't have a real mix-up, but he does have missiles that don't use ammo, so he can more consistently chip. And he actually gets an unblockable, although this is it looks a bit silly with how big he is. And it's not incredible. It doesn't do amazing damage. His chip also isn't incredible, but this is a decent projectile. So he's once again like Big Zam. He can't block, but he takes no damage. However, he does have bigger dead zones, and it's actually easier to get behind him. However, in exchange, this character can actually switch sides. It just takes him some time to do it. He also does have like, I get, let's try to show it. So he can do chip, but you can just crouch this move is the thing, if you're too close. And without a good way to mix, he can end up just losing life wars, because, you know, people are just getting behind you and doing this shit. And then you can't block any of it. And, you know, you can try to fly away, but you need to have the life lead to do that. And it's like, it can just be a rough go of it, but he can absolutely work. And, like, characters with lower damage outputs, he can really fuck over. Such as, he actually has a solid matchup versus Rose. One of Rose's, like, two somewhat bad matchups. So yeah, he's an interesting counter pick character, I should say. Otherwise though, he's having a rough go of it. So, alright, actually I'm gonna try to speed up here because I'm taking a bit, I'm taking my time, I should say. Okay, Altron. Altron, okay, first of the wing characters and by far the weakest. Most of the wing characters in this game were intentionally made pretty good, but Altron is like the exception because fuck Wu Fei, am I right? Yeah, actually yeah, fuck Wu Fei, he sucks. But yeah, he's still a solid character though. He's in B tier for a reason. So this character, when he has big buttons, like this crouching heavy punch is a frame 7 humongous low, like one of his best buttons. It's unsafe on block, but like if you space it properly, this is their revenge for Gundam Wing Endless Duel where he's top tier. I've never played that game, so I wouldn't know, but yeah. If you space this properly, it's safe, but like, so it's a great option. It has some other solid buttons too. This is like his standing jumping light punch is kind of crazy. But here's the thing with his punches: they are not disjoints. This is not a disjoint. You can body him for this. So it actually does add a bit of weakness where that other characters like Rose don't have. Like, why this character does not get disjoints and Rose does is beyond me. But whatever. Does have a decent anti-air. He has this move too. Another decent anti-air. His combos are okay. Yeah. If you do the right combos, you can confirm. Okay, I don't play this character enough to like really know the confirms. Let's see. No, is it just this? Yeah, okay, it's just that. Okay. And then, you know, you can do your OTG super or whatever. The super sucks, by the way. Like, I don't know if you all could tell, but it does not combo. It's pretty safe, but like, it's like, why? His kicks are like actually pretty solid Abare tools. Although this is better. This is a solid block pressure normal because it's cancelable on whiff. Oh yeah. He has some other interesting tools like the guard jump, but like you can literally fuzzy, which like just moves him forward. It can change up his air momentum and do some cool stuff. He has a Vulcan though. Vulcans, aren't great. But he's doing his best, and you can always check people with this. Beyond that though, like also, oh yeah, it's unblockable too. Let's see if I got this. Well, this unblockable is terrible. Like you can see it coming a mile away. Like even though the startup isn't awful, like you see that. And then he has that unblockable, which this is punishable on hit if you do it right. But I'm messing up because I'm having to hold two controllers right now. Whatever. You see it doesn't combo, so it's punishable on hit. So you can have a rough time. So yeah, it's he's just an underwhelming character, especially compared to the other other big normals characters, and even compared to especially compared to the other wing characters, except maybe Sandrock. So yeah, he's just he's not having a rough time, I'd say, but he's struggling. He struggles in some matchups. He's okay, but yeah, it's he's too much effort for what you get, really, is the main issue. Let's see. Oh, I missed the combo. Alright, anyways. Alright. Okay, so we got Zeong. My opinion has only gone down of this character, frankly. So, Zeong. Zeong's a pretty cool character. His kicks are disjoint. I believe. Let's see if I remember this correctly. Cause I don't remember. Okay, no. So yeah, his kicks and punches are disjointed, which is a really nice boon to have because these kicks are actually pretty damn solid pokes. His normals in general are pretty damn solid. This is a great anti-air. This is a good sweep. This is a good low kick. These aerials are incredible. They're instant overheads too, like fast ones as well. He has Sweep Punch, which is this ginormous punch. You'll catch people crouch blocking this from far away, and you can stall with it a bit too. His projectile is really good. This is high priority. Like, it uses up a lot of ammo, but it's high priority in multiple volleys and just generally big. So, yeah, this is just a great projectile. His jump light punch is less on air blocks, so you can actually get some interesting pressure strings, especially post quick rise from this. And then he can combo into the punches, which is a great option. Big issue though, he's super but you can see this is absurdly minus, and this is his biggest issue in my opinion. Like, the kicks are a bit better, but they're still not great, and if you block this, you can take your turn. This is especially minus. It's not punishable, but they get their turn if they're close enough. And on top of that, another character with a weak unblockable doesn't matter too much because he has the overhead mix-ups. But yeah, have to land. But yeah, it's Like, this is a game where there's a bunch of characters who will really punish you hard if you're minus, and if you're minus on block. And like this guy's gonna infinite, like Maxter is gonna infinite you if he gets a punish, so that's a stock on. And so it's like it can be a hard time when you don't know when you are just when especially if they're dash blocking at you. Block pressure is important too, yeah, like he just doesn't have good block pressure. Like these, like everything he has is minus, and his buttons are just also not good for. And this is another big issue. He's an eye fielder or shield character, so and his buttons are slow. So once again, another character that's gonna get destroyed once they're put into defense and put in the corner. And so yeah, it's like he only like needs to make it's like needs to be played too perfectly to work, is what I think. But like these tools are legitimately really good. But they're too much effort. But still a solid character, I'd say though. Just a little too unstable. So, ooh, Zaku-II. This is an interesting character. Very interesting character. So Red Zaku, Char Zaku. So right off the bat, incredible movement. His dash speed isn't incredible, but it's still pretty damn good. He has this thruster. This thruster, like, it looks crazy, but it actually kind of sucks because you normally use thruster jumps to get past zoning and this kind of stuff, but his goes so fucking far that you just go past the opponent and you can't really use it to get in. So it's kind of just like more of a runaway tool than anything. You can do this stuff, but like this is not amazing because you're just putting yourself underneath the opponent for them to anti-air you. But yeah, this character legit has some incredible things. This is plus insane, really fast, so he gets really good block pressure off this. And this is an infinite, in fact. Ooh, I dropped it, but yeah, like that is an infinite. Like you just loop this shit, and it gets the job done. It can be a bit hard execution-wise, but yeah. Top of that, he has good mix. This is character specific, but he has an instant overhead on the entire cast. On tall characters, this is an instant overhead, which just goes straight into the infinite. Otherwise, he has to settle for this, which is still good for obvious reasons, but it's just a bit less. Alternatively, this, but this is worse. And then, he has fast lows too, and these are going to lead it straight into the infinite. Cracker Grenade, his projectiles still are not good. This is low priority. Cracker Grenade is low priority. It's plus, but like, it's plus and like it forms a wall, but it's still not great. He has this move to like just get across the screen real fast, but it's incredibly unsafe, so you're risking your life when you do this. Yeah, like you see, it's just an easy punish, and that's an infinite. So this character's main issues really come down to risk-reward, because this character, his normals are still Zaku-II normals, so these are not good normals. So he has to constantly be trying to run in your face and to get his pressure going. And, like, if he's constantly running, like, you're sometimes going to run into these projectiles. You're sometimes going to run straight into bigger normals than what you have. And he can't approach... And then that's where this huge thruster really bites in the back. He cannot approach from the air very easily at all. because you have to do this stuff, and then like you coming in is just so telegraphed. Like they can see it coming from a mile away. Um, oh, he also does have this. He has a I can't do it. Oops. Um, did not mean to do that. Yeah, he has a cool. He can do some cool stuff from his DP. Like he gets a full overheat combo from his DP if you know what you're doing. But yeah, like otherwise this character like he really does just have to force his way in, and if you just are consistently checking that, he's gonna take so much damage because this character is has one of the lowest armor ratings in the game. So even like these stray hits are like gonna really add up for him. Um, which is especially gonna be bad. Let me show this off actually. Um, So like, it's like you're trying to run in on QM and you're just eating so much shit and like holy shit, you're taking so much damage. Like characters like this are just going to punish you so hard for trying to run in, and then your projectiles are not good enough to zone either. Oop, still broke through there, but whatever. You get the idea. So yeah, like he's a fun character and like, like you get this kind of shit. But it's so like it's just so much risk reward is out of your favor, and you can't really reliably approach. Like once he's in, but then you get the overheat and now they're out again, and now you have to force your way back in against a character who has better neutral than you. So yeah, he's definitely a good character, but he can have a rough go of it. So, alright. We have Sandrock, the other mid-tier wing character. He is a ninja character, really. So Sandrock. Sandrock has some really interesting stuff. One is just this button. This button is absurdly active. Like, the active frames on this thing are unreal. His projectile game is pretty decent with, because he has, like, one of the few, like, this is not an ammo projectile, and it's, like, a pretty traditional fireball. And then you can, then he has this block pressure version. Didn't mean to do that. I'll get to that later. Yeah, like, he gets some plus frames. Has an upwards version, too. It comes back down. And the pressure version of this like is great for catching people trying to boost. Has a legitimately good combo ender. So he can actually convert well. Like this character's really good to being in to breaking into the upper mid or high tiers. But he has. Oh, and his unblockable is great too. Like this is a really good unblockable. It's fast, it goes far, and it knocks down. This is like the first good unblockable we've gotten a chance to look at. And then you get this Oki, or not this. You get this Oki from it. So issues with the character. His buttons are. He has trouble actually running block pressure because he has this, but you have to leave a gap. You can't cancel into this. And he doesn't have especially good block strings. He can't chain any normals. His punches are plus, but like no, not that plus. His only overhead is this, which is okay, but it doesn't even work on some characters, and it's not very rewarding. His chip damage is okay, but it's just not nearly as good as other characters who have that more prioritized game plan. So you really do become reliant on this unblockable to mix up, and the more you see it, the more you gotta be able to react to it. His Abari is not incredible either. He's on the slower end, and his main Abari button is his crouching kick, which poses a problem because it only goes into this, which is not what he wants. He wants this stuff, or not this stuff. Oh, you get the idea. There we go. He wants that, not this. So it can, and then he's another character with a Vulcan, and this thing is actually, despite not looking the part, it's actually not a high priority projectile. It's just gonna get beat out a lot of the time. Like, it'll beat Vulcans, but like any beam rifle or anything is gonna destroy it and wreck his ass. This is Transcendent though, so it can help him, but you can see it doesn't go full screen. So he can get a bit zoned, and then he just doesn't have good pokes at all. This is his one, like, this is basically his only good neutral button, because of the absurd active frames. Everything else is a bit stubby and not disjointed enough to matter. So yeah, he just can struggle once, like, he just struggles to play the neutral game, really. And it's not like something you'd expect from a character who has like a fireball that looks like this, but that's how it goes. So yeah. Alright. Acguy. This is the character I have the least experience with playing, probably. But, I can't actually do this stuff, but he has an infinite. Yeah, budget ball. He has a jab infinite here, and it's actually pretty good. So you can't. He's another character with an infinite. Top of that, he has some of the best. He has the second fastest dash speed. Like, he is fucking running at you. Like, his ass is running. Yeah, are you seeing it? Oh shit, my bad. Shit, I forgot to change. Damn, can you tell that I'm not a regular streamer? Okay. Here. There, infinite. Gotcha. But yeah, this character, he's fucking schmoving at you. Like, he's trying to get in your grill. And he has an instant overhead that's pretty good. This isn't the fastest, but it leads to the infinite. And, like, you can see these buttons are abysmal. Like, these are tiny. But they are fast, which is more than you can say for, like, GP02A or regular Zaku-II. And, like, he has the movement to back it up. His air movement is great because he has, how do you do the move? Let's see. He has a really fast dive kick, which is great. This isn't also an instant overhead, too, like, if you need another one. Although it doesn't lead as well to the infinite. His projectile is not good. It's another low priority one. And his other specials are also kind of mediocre. Like, this is okay for chip, but then it's... this is okay for chip, but not much else. And I'm pretty sure this is unsafe. Yeah, it is. His unblockable is incredibly slow, and this, on top of that, is a hit grab. So if this is, you get a full punish on his ass if you dodge this. So, like, this is super risky. On top of that, and so then he also has really low health, so he's gonna take a ton of damage. Not Another honest mix. No, no, this dude is mixing. One flaw he does have is that his lows don't lead to his infinite. So it's actually better to take the low from him, and then you can just boost away. Oh, what's up, Shadow Fox? Yeah. So yeah, like literally just don't take the overhead, just take the low. And you know what? He is playing Tekken. He with movement like this, yeah, just take the. Oh. He has a DP too. This is actually invul, which is it's a great tool to have, and like combined with like how good he can move out dodge, like his defense is really solid. Like this is a really close to high tier character, but he's just like. He just has a few, one he just can't deal with projectiles well. Like, you can dash block, which is always good, but you're taking chip. And like, once again, like, his mix-ups aren't as threatening once you learn you can just take the low, or how to dodge the unblockable. And so, he also can cross up, but, like, that's not really that crazy. So yeah. Yeah, definitely a very good character, but there's weaknesses. They both have machine gun. Oh, I get you. Yeah. So, alright, heading into A minus, we're finally getting into like what I'd call like solidly like these characters could like do. These are good ass characters. So we're gonna start off with New Gundam. So alright, New Gundam. This is an interesting character one. No super. Oh, I didn't talk about Accuy's super. That would've been, well, whatever. If a character's super is irrelevant, then I might just forget to talk about it. Which I have done for a lot of characters. So yeah, New is just like he's just a solid. He's like the closest this game has to like what I'd say is a Shoto. He has a beam rifle. This is the best beam rifle in the game. It's really fast, recovers fast too. Big ass hitbox, good chip. This is gonna beat out shit like crazy. And it's gonna do a ton of damage when it connects. Whoops. Like, let's see, like, this thing does a lot of damage, especially if you get the 3-shot. And it doesn't use up too much ammo either. Top of that, his combo game is also just solid. Let's see if I can actually remember the combo. That's not it. What was it? There we go. Yeah, so this this is a good punish combo because this is a really fast standing low, and it's gonna do a ton of damage, over 50%. Top of that, he has his signature fin funnels. Unlike most funnels, these aren't going to track as well, but these block projectiles while they're out, or if they actually want to cooperate, they will. There we go. Oh my god. Could you be more reliable, please? Anyways, yeah, that's a really good function anyways. And then you can do usual funnel things with them. So it gives him an advantage. He also just has a DP, which is always valued. And he gets a combo off it, so like, that thing is not low reward. His mix-ups are not great. There is a way to instant overhead with this, but I forget if his character. There we go. You can instant overhead with the very first hit if you got the spacing right, but it's solo damage. His unblockable's okay. It's like you can react to it, but it'll catch people. His bigger threat is more just the threat of stun because his stun combos are gonna do so much damage. Like that. So he does have, and his pressure game is pretty decent. He has chainable normals. So you know he can do the usual dash pressure stuff, and his movement is just average. So he's gonna be doing fine in that respect too. So yeah, he's just a solid character with nothing too crazy, is what it comes down to. And now we're going to go to the exact opposite of that with the O. Let's see here. Where? Oh, right, he's a hidden character. What am I doing? What select is he? I think he's 8. Yeah, alright. We in there. The O. So this is one of the most interesting characters in the game, cause you know he's a character with very solid neutral. He's another character with a really good beam rifle. Like his does a huge volley, does a lot of chip. It's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna beat a lot of stuff. The ammo usage is pretty high, but you know, like if you're hitting it, that's what counts. His movement's solid, especially for a character of his size. He has some solid kicks here. His punches are pretty bad, but you know they get the job done. Like they're slow and not great. This is an okay anti-air, which is really important. But like this is not what makes him crazy. What makes him crazy is this move. This is a super fast unblockable, and let's see if I can show it off. This is this is gonna be hard to show off here. I'm missing it. Well, basically, this move is active for its entire duration. So like this is a huge mix-up, and he can even punish Quick Rise with this if he does the air version in the right position. And like he can also stall with it. On top of that, he has the eye field, so you can't just zone him out. And this combined, like, and he has a good overhead presence too. And like all of this combined is like really going to like make him one of the best pressure characters in the game. Like his offense is insane. However, like all eye fielders, his ass is getting rushed down. So, you know, slow buttons. He has slow buttons. He has eye field, so he can't dodge out. Or shield, I should say. I just say eye field by habit now. His main pokes are kicks, so he has the usual problem of he's just gonna get beat out by disjointed hitboxes. And once he runs out of ammo from his gun, he can't reliably do chip. Not that that matters, because he has this, but yeah. Also, another character that gets humongous damage. Oh yeah, he also has this instant overhead. I forgot about it. Oh yeah, so long Metagrass. Meta regress. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna give him all this combined. Like he's just an incredible character once he gets his offense going, and his neutral is solid enough to get into it. But his defense is among the worst in the game, so he's gonna get rushed down. This is the second to last shield character. Like, shield characters really be out here struggling. So, yeah. Alright. Next up, we got the ball. The ever infamous ball. So ball, so yeah, first things first, best movement in the game. He has the best movement stats, period. On top of that, he has let's see, what's the input? Yeah, on top of that, he has this incredible dive kick, instant overhead too, of course. He doesn't even need it because he has this as an instant overhead. he has this gunshot, so he only gets I believe like 6 or so shots of this per game, but this is one of the best shots when it hits, because this does humongous damage, 5 shots or something like that. But when it hits, it fucking hits. Like, this thing is super high priority. Well, not super priority, but it's just really high priority. Does a ton of damage, as you can see. Really fast, really big. Like, it's just a cannon. You gotta pick and choose your spots with it, but it's so good. Yeah, you can special against on the jackhammer. Like, jackhammer itself is gonna do a ton of chip, albeit punishable. He doesn't have an unblockable, but he doesn't need it for obvious reasons. Also, let's see. He also has tilt rotor. This thing is a menace to eye fielders, especially. A ton of chip and super plus. Let's see. And that's going to it's just a really annoying move to deal with. And so on. And so like this character has solid mix. But big issue, as you can see, these normals are pathetic. Like, this is his main poke and it is tiny. So he does rely on the aerial approach and the dashing up, which he's good at, obviously. Like, he's so good at mixing up the way he gets in, but it means like you can kind of like predict it. It's similar to Eno in Guilty Gear, if you're familiar, in a sense where he has a few ways he wants to enter in, and you can kind of predict how he's gonna go about it. And then, by far his biggest issue, this is a glass cannon character. Like, you see, he is dying so fast. Like, he cannot take hits at all. So any, like, solid like, he's dead in, like, three hits of that basic-ass combo. So he cannot afford to take any hits, even stray hits. Like, because they are going to be so costly. He does have an infinite, but it's very hard. It's pretty hard to execute, so it's not really tournament viable. So unlike Acguy, he's not getting as rewarded from his hits. His block pressure is pretty damn good. His lows aren't amazing, but they more than get the job done. Let's see if I can actually do the damn combo. There we go. Yeah, his lows more than get the job done, and then you combine that with the instant overhead. And this is overheating in 2 hits. God, I'm terrible at doing 2 and 4 inputs, I guess. So yeah, he's gonna be doing good damage, and he's mixing you up so much. But as I said, like the risk reward. Like, you'd really have to play the risk-reward game against this character, because he's going to be taking so much damage every time you touch him. And it can be a rough time. But like, he does have like, if you're just right, then you're right. So yeah. Okay. And now Dragon time. So, okay. Dragon, very good character. So this character, he's pretty interesting. So one, he has this shot, which is, unlike most, it doesn't ammo projectiles, it doesn't track. Instead, it kind of just covers a wide space, which is both better and worse, but overall, it's still like an okay zoning tool. Actually, I forget what priority. Okay, it's low priority. Yeah, just okay. He has fire, which is this incredible plus on block chip move. Like, you can kind of think of this like Honda hands in a sense, because it's a similar function where it's a ton of chip. This doesn't cost any ammo either, and you just get pressure. It's also just a big active hitbox in neutral that people can't approach really. You can stall with it too. I'm not good at it, but yeah, you can do a bit of stalling. Um, then his buttons themselves, he has good buttons. Like this is a fat button. Uh, his punches are okay. Then these he has this big ass stand light punch and stand heavy punch. Big standing punches. These whiff cancel into themselves too. His kick. This is a really good crouching kick. It's one of the few that whiff cancels, and it's not plus, but because of the whiff cancel, you can threaten from it. Then his sweep. This is pretty infamous because if you can't tell, this has like 2 frames of recovery or something absurd. Like is active for almost this entire duration. So this is actually plus on block at most. It's even at worst, and plus if even slightly meaty. Then he has some solid air buttons too. This is a good jump in. Like it's a kick, but it could be better. It could be worse. He has this dive kick. It's one of the worst dive kicks. For pretty obvious reasons, but it's still a way to mix up his air momentum. Um, and like, and he can get stuff going. On top of that, he has a really good combo game. 'Cause he can actually link off his projectiles from combos to get huge ass combos. He has the flags too. This is like GP's rain projectile, but way more non-committal and just better. It plants the flag and then you can go for unblockable or whatever. Also, incredible unblockable, really big, really fast. It is unsafe on hit, but so most of the time you have to like and although only specific characters can really punish it because of the pushback, and on top of that, it's going to you want to use it to overheat mainly, so just a great mix-up option. Just like this character is really good. Um, I debated actually moving him up a tier, but here's the thing, he's not good enough. He's just like his zoning game is not good enough to contend with what some of the better zoners have. And same for his mix up. Like he has this, of course, but there's it's still reactable just on the cusp of it. And it can be a little annoying to punish, but there's ways. So he doesn't have a high low mix really. He's all about the unblockable and doing chip damage, which is not a bad game plan. It's just it limits his options to really convert into big damage and close out stocks. Because everyone is doing big damage in this game, so it's you really want to be doing good damage. So yeah, overall very good character, but few things limiting him. All right. So next up, oh, I accidentally scrolled on this. So next up we got Wing. This is the noob killer. Um. So alright, Wing. This is I'd say this is the first big zoner of the game we're getting to. Zoning is generally just a strong archetype in this game. So which is why he's like the first. Well, I guess FAZZ is supposed to be a zoner, but he sucks. And I guess Zeong is too. No, this is the first good zoner we're getting to there. So yeah. His entire game plan is I'm gonna shoot a huge variety of projectiles at you, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And how you deal with it is up to you. So what Wing has going for him, he has slightly below average movement, but it's more than good enough to support him like running away and getting around the screen. Um, he has the sweep too, which is like this is a frame 6 sweep, like, and it goes really far, so it'll really catch people blocking. He has anti-projectile too. This bird tackle, it's projectile invuln, so just blast right through still through these. Same for his deep. He also has a deep. He has a DP to boot. Really, it's not the best DP. In fact, it's one of the worst DPs in the game, I'd say. But it's a DP. Like it's on a zoner. It's really good. It's fast too. Um, he doesn't have a good high-low because this is just barely not an instant overhead. You can delay it slightly, and on big characters it'll work. But for most of the cast, it's not quite gonna do it. Oops. He does have good lows, but like that's not like you don't have a way to actually mix those in really, besides catching people running. Um, but like the thing is, he just has this projectile game, and like this is the biggest one, Buster Rifle. Like this is a fast. It's not the best on block projectile, but it's fast. It's super high priority. Um, let's see. It does great damage. The chip damage isn't the best, but the damage on hit is so good. Um, Chip damage is fine, really. Then he can mix in these Vulcans. These have frame advantage. He has this move, which is really good at catching people trying to run in because it's fast and it costs no ammo and covers so many angles. He has the green projectile too. This is just a fast, low recovery projectile. Doesn't even do chip. Does do chip actually, but or no, it doesn't do chip. I'm wrong. Yeah, this is just a fast projectile. This his heavy punch for context. And then his buttons, they're stubby, but he's mainly playing on the other side of the screen with doing this shit. So he doesn't care that much. It does affect how he gets out of pressure though, because he has to mainly dodge and then fly away. Oh yeah, he can also float to just stall. This isn't incredible, but it's something he can do to mix up his air momentum and whatnot, which is always appreciated. And like, yeah, just a solid zoner who can really get the zoning game going, and doesn't have especially good pressure. Like he has plus moves, but like even if he gets a stun, he's not gonna get a big combo really. Oh, the super! How could I forget this super? This is an incredible super. So this super, if you don't know, this is frame one. Like just frame one. It's frame one after flash, but still, like this is going to punish so many things. The angle makes it a bit inconvenient, but for combos and such. But like, and it's just a really good punish tool, and like you can get away. Lets him like punish characters for stuff they normally like just take for granted. It's really good. So yeah, that's Wing. So Hydra, end of the A minus tier. Hydra, first good boss character we're looking at. Um, so here he is. This is Hydra. So Hydra, is a interesting character because he's probably the most, he's a character that has the most polarizing matchups probably. Because basically it comes down to can you beat this kick? If the answer is yes, then you win. Like it's not disjointed, but like you aren't easily punishing this on reactions because he retracts it back so fast, and it's frame 7 too. Even on block as well, so like you aren't punishing this. But yeah, if you can beat this kick, then you won the matchup. Because what this character does is he has the EMF shield. So he does not take any chip or block stun from projectiles. So he is like the dedicated anti-zoner of the game. And on top of that, he does huge damage. His super is like this Ranbu super, as you saw, and he has confirms into it that are instant overheats. He can't combo into it from his lows, but like he still gets good damage from his lows. Has a dive kick, overhead too. This is also just a good momentum mix-up. His projectile is high priority and fast, so 3 shots, and it doesn't use up much ammo. So he can get a lot of use out of this. He also has this move, which is like a beam, but it's really minus. So you don't use it too much, but it has its place. So yeah, like it really is like he just he's basic, but like he plays his game plan so well. Where he's just gonna counter any and all zoning, cause like you can if it's hard to do, but like you can inch forwards like between volleys of shots, and it lets him do so much. He can even let's see if I can do it. Um, there's a there's a way to do this where yeah, like yeah, you just like you can't use projectiles against him the way you do anyone else. You still have to because you have to stop him from just running at you. But yeah, and then he has this kick, which is this is the only really good poke because these all kind of suck. This is a good anti-air, but like, and his air kicks are fine. But like, yeah, like he needs these 2 buttons to poke. So if you're a character with like a big disjointed hitbox like Rose or something, then you can just fuck this character over because he can't do shit. You're just oppressing him. But like if you're a character like Heavy Arms, who's projectile reliant and whatnot, then he's gonna fuck you up. Um, it's like like he's gonna like even like this Maxter punch if I time it right is like you just get a punish. It's absurd. So yeah. Yeah, just like super polarizing character. Like if you beat him, you beat him hard. If you lose to him, you lose to him hard, with a few exceptions. Okay. And now moving on to actually the high tiers. These are really we're getting like really good characters now. These guys are like we're not getting well no, we are getting into stupid territory. These characters are stupid. Like just to give reference, like this game is super high power level. Like these A tiers, these are nuts. So we're gonna start with my girl QM, one of my mains. So yeah, QM, massive character. And isn't even accurate to how big she is in the actual show. So QM's an interesting character because she wasn't highly thought of for too long, but then like everything kind of changed when we actually like figured out what was going on under the hood with her, I should say. So Quin Mantha is another shield character. So good anti-zoning. On top of that, she has one of the best projectiles. This is a really fast, high priority triple shot, and it doesn't even use up that much ammo. So this is a really good shot. Then she has this move, the beam shower. This costs no ammo. All of these are high priority, so they're gonna delete other projectiles. Reaches all the way to the bottom. You can stall with it, especially when you combine it with this stuff. And lets her run a pretty good zoning and anti-zoning game, so you can't just like approach her. You can't just zone her out. And then her buttons are pretty decent. Like this is her stand. Like these are her main pokes. Like her stand light punch is a big disjoint, and if you happen to hit it, then it confirms into super, which is going. Her super does absurd damage. Yeah, that's a big thing with her. Her base damage multiplier is 150%, which is the second highest in the game. It is humongous. So even this crouching light kick is going to do so much damage. And we'll get to this crouching light kick in a second. So she has these pokes. She has this poke too. This is just a huge air button. Like her air buttons are huge. These aren't disjointed, but they're hard. They're still hard to contest. Like you can't jab this easily like you could say other buttons. Like you can get it, but it's hard. And this one shifts her hurt box back, so she'll actually go under some things she wouldn't. Um, and on top of that, it's a slow, but it's an instant overhead that does a third of your life bar. And and if he's blocked, like she's minus. But here's the thing: this character. So context first. Most characters' fastest button in this game is 6 or 7 frames. And if you're really lucky, you have a 5 frame. And even then, the 5 frames normally come with drawbacks. Like Rose's standing light punch is 5 frames, but it whiffs on crouch. Um, Tallgeese's crouching heavy punch is 5 frames, but it's an anti-air and it's unsafe on block. So QM here, this is a 4 frame button. No one else has a grounded 4 frame button. There's aerial 4 frames, but grounded, nope, just her. And this is even on block, so this is a frame trap. If I do it right. So this is an incredibly potent tool because it's just a super fast low, and because their damage multiplier is so high, even though you're just chipping away at them, it hurts. Um, Plus, this means she can use it to get out of pressure. Um, Unlike most shield characters, she has a way to reliably get out of pressure thanks to this button. On top of that, she has a second grounded 4 frame, which is this, the charge. So unlike most charges, this doesn't go very far, but it does huge damage. And this is a 4 frame, so you just press this out of pressure, even if it trades, then you're winning the trade by far. So yeah, and that means like the biggest issue shield characters have, which is getting out of pressure, she doesn't have this issue. Like she still struggles on pressure, but compared to the other shield characters, it's light work. Which is just such a big advantage to have. Um, and I just realized I've been playing without music. Let's put on something real quick. There we go. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So, and then that means you get to play with all the advantage of the shields without the drawback. On top of that, I already talked about how these other things are good. And then she just does humongous damage. Like, this is gonna be an overkill. And then you can go for an OTG continuation in this. They're already down so much health going into the next stock. She has funnels too. They aren't the best funnels in the world because it means she can't use her projectiles, which are really good. But she gets 4 of them, and it's her unblockable is pretty trash. It's pretty slow, and it's super punishable on dodge too. So you don't want to use it really. But like she's so good at just pressing mids and getting you scared of getting hit, and that lets her go in. And once you're scared, now she's getting a stun, and now you're down a stock. It's such a powerful game plan. So actual weaknesses though, like she has the biggest hurt box in the game, so instant overheads all day on her. She is open to all sorts of shenanigans. It's not the worst in the world, frankly, but like it can get rough for her. But aside from that, like she's just a very solid character. Oh, great anti-air too. Like, this is gonna reach, like, she's just flipping the table on you, and this does so much damage. Like, that's almost a third of your life down. So yeah, and if she, like, wants a really hard reach, she can use her standing heavy kick anti-air, which is even more damage. Like, Jesus. So yeah, it's just like, this character gets so much from stray hits, is another big thing. So yeah, very good character. Okay, now to Master. I'm not actually very practiced in this character, but I've seen what makes him click. So Master, important thing, no projectile, no ammo projectile. Instead he has Master Hand and this half screen Hadouken. This is a super high priority projectile. But you know, it only goes so far, and I can't even really demonstrate because I can't do the inputs fast enough. There we go. Yeah. So it's gonna block out other projectiles, but this character has like everything else. So he has fast buttons. He has some pretty okay. He has okay pokes, not incredible. This is a amazing anti-air though. It is deceiving. The hitbox on this thing, it looks stupid because like you see, he's not even touching them, and it's hitting. But yeah, solid buttons. They're all really fast. Great movement. Like, incredible movement speeds, especially on the backdash. This is a half screen low, and it converts, let's see if I can get it. This converts straight into his super for huge damage. He has actual really good high-low mix. This is an overhead, grounded overhead. And this is, you know, it's gonna knock down and give solid damage. And he has this too as well. This is a little more damage, but it's not gonna do chip damage and whatnot if they do block. And it's a little more damage, I think, but it's like, yeah. Either way, he has solid high-low, and then the highs and then the lows are gonna go straight into this thing. And the Super 2 is really good. Let's see if I can, because this is, I don't know this character's frame data. Either way, this is like a frame 5 super, I believe. So this is gonna punish a lot of shit. Like, because it's frame 5 humongous. Like, there is a bit of travel time, but still, like, it's so good. He can air stall too with his heavy punch, change up his momentum, and I believe he has what is the input? There we go. He has this move too. Another way to like hop over things and then get damage. It's also an overhead, but you know, like, no reason to use it over your other options. It's a bit slow. Top of that, solid unblockable. Not the fastest in the world, but it has solid range and is fast enough to matter. Good anti, yeah, just as I said, just great anti-airs all around. Good buttons all around. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing? He can do okay chip damage, but it's not his forte. And then Master Cloak. So this takes chip damage, but he can instantly cancel this into any of his special moves, so, and just go straight into that. Straight into the jump kick, or straight into the fireball, straight into Master Hand, like so on. Even straight into super, I believe. Yeah, straight into super, and this, as I said, this is frame 5. You will get hit by this. Yeah, like, you know, just bodied. So yeah, that's going to really fuck. This move can really fuck people up. I believe it's frame 1 too. Or is it? Yeah, I think it is. Let's see if I can time it. But whatever. I believe it's frame 1. So yeah, just another great option. So yeah. Character with, like, flexible character. He does get zoned a bit, but you know, he can really rush you down. He can really mix you up. He can convert so very well and all that. Matt has great defense too. Like, I believe it's frame 1. Like, Deathscythe teleport is frame 1. I don't know why Cloak wouldn't be. I don't know if he does, actually. I don't think he does. Oh, he does. Okay. That exists if you don't want to use supers. So, yeah. So, alright, moving on to Tallgeese. Tallgeese-III is, as I like to describe him, the quintessential, Gundam Battle Assault 2 high tier. This dude is just the ultimate all-rounder in the game. Well, maybe Roses, but, like, does it defend those two? Yes, it does. But yeah, Tallgeese, this is just a very good all-rounder in every aspect. He doesn't have chainable buttons, like his cancels are not intuitive. Like this is minus, so you actually want to be pressuring with his kicks, with his crouching light kick specifically, because this is a really fast button. He has a 5-frame with his crouching heavy punch, so he can get out some pressure. He converts well. He's another character with a beam super. His is frame 7, so not quite as good, and it's a bit less damage, but it's still great. Like, having a beam super at all is like one of the best supers you could have. I don't actually know confirms for this character. In general, just very solid confirms in ways to get good damage and knockdowns. He has this projectile, which I forget. Is this high priority? Yes. So he has a high priority projectile. Gets a lot of ammo of it, and then he has the enhanced shot. This takes more ammo, but this is completely transcendent. So this will go through any projectile, even supers. I believe. Let's test that actually. Oops. This is not easy to do with one pair of hands. Yeah, it just goes through it. Or let's see if I can time that better. Yeah, see, it's just gonna go straight through everything and hit them no matter what. Very good air buttons. This is frame 4 this is a frame 4 humongous button, and it does this shit. And actually, if you air block this, then this is just a true block string, and you have to hold it till you're all the way down. He has the big heat whip. This is a humongous air normal. So yeah, he has a dive kick too. He has 2 dive kicks. He has the straight down dive kick and a more foot dive kick. And he gets a combo off this if I knew what I was doing. What is the combo? There we go. Oh, I'm not good at this, clearly. Anyways, he gets a combo off that, and it's so much damage. Just in general, really gets the combo here too. Can alternatively go into super if he wants to blow you up. High-low mix. He has the heat whip. This is a frame 24 unblockable. This is minus 30 or so on hit or something. But like this is like, just to put in context how huge this is, it will hit you from there. Like, this is humongous and is unreactably fast. Like, this is a huge threat. Like, because you aren't, unless you're one of the characters with a fast super, you aren't punishing that. And then just solid buttons all around, as I said. So yeah, just very, very solid character. Oh yeah, and he can, with the special heat whip, he can get some safe chip damage in too. So yeah. Yeah, as I said, like the quintessential Gundam Battle Assault 2 high tier. Just solid in every aspect. He doesn't have a DP. Like, despite looking it, this is non-invincible. Neither is this one. But, like, he doesn't really need it because he has dodge, so yeah. Dodge, and then he can mix up his air options so well. So yeah, that's Tallgeese. And oh my god, we've been at this for 2 hours now. Getting through it. Bull, I fucking hate this character. But I have to talk about him. So Bull, this character is fucking stupid. So his buttons are not very good. Like he has some okay ones. Like this is a solid anti-air. This is another solid anti-air. This heavy kick sucks. This standing light kick doesn't combo on hit. Like what is going on with that? He doesn't even like do incredible damage off his combos. He has the best Vulcans in the game. These do incredible damage, as you can see. And I don't believe they're high... And they come out in a huge volley. So this is just a great option. He has this jump heavy punch too, which is like... You can stall a little with it. It's not incredible, but it's more important for doing this shit. And then you can just loop this, and they have to kind of respect it. But yeah, a lot of this character kind of sucks, and actually, let me check his special moves, because I only know one other special move input with this character, for obvious reasons. Because I don't actually know what other special moves... Oh, he has a dive kick too. This is it's pretty slow, but, you know, it more than gets the job done, also an instant overhead. Some other solid normals. This dash punch is okay. This sucks. This is like a move that exists. He has the Graviton Hammer, which is a solid pseudo projectile. Costs him no ammo. His unblockable is legit fast. This is one of the best unblockables. He has this command grab too, but you can literally just block. It's a hit grab, not command. Now real grab, so rip. He was made to be a grappler and they won't let him grapple. But none of this matters because he has this move. Or, that's the wrong move, shit. Ruined my transition. None of that matters because he has this move. This is the shoulder charge. So it's innocuous enough. It's this really long range shoulder charge, yeah. But here's the thing. This is fully armored. It goes... No, this move is not hype. I will not let you call this move hype. This move is fucking lame as shit. This is the lamest move in the game. This is the worst design move in the game. Whoever made this should be fired. So I showed you. It armors through everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. It doesn't matter, like, what you do. I will... Here. Like, you can literally super his ass. He goes through it. Nothing will stop him. Like, this character is mid-tier at best without this move. And this does chip. So, like, oh, just block it then. It's punishable, right? No, this is safe! This is safe! It is armored during the recovery! So you just do it again! And to stop him, you have to dodge. But then if you, like, try to dodge, then he just dodges back and then he does it again. It's so garbage, and it does so much damage on hit. Like, you take so much damage, and then he adds in a super too, and now you're taking overheat damage. And, like, you can't press back, like, because you're just gonna get tackled again. So yeah, it is absurd. It is the only thing that keeps him high in the high tiers, and the only and so here I'm gonna have to demonstrate this because otherwise it might be a little hard to understand why this character loses. A lot of characters just like a lot of the time you just have to air stall him is the thing, and if you're fighting Deathscythe, oops, I messed it up there. Deathscythe just doesn't give a shit and crouches under it. Because Deathscythe is stupid. But like against almost, and I believe Rose actually crouches under it too. Or no, Rose's stand block animation avoids it. That's what it is. Yeah, and so Rose can actually punish him with stun. Can actually punish him with stun. And so like yeah. But like aside from that, you just have to like play so lame against him. You just have to like play from a safe spot, out of tackle range, shoot at him, poke at him, do non-committal pokes, so much of that stuff, and it's just a poorly designed character. Like beyond that, like his super isn't even very good. It's so slow. It's plus on block, but like who cares? You're just gonna get interrupted. Or, never mind, you can just invincible. Never mind. But, like, regardless, like, the super isn't great. And, like, you just tackle. Like, that's the game. That's his game plan. Just do this shit. Why do anything else when you have this move? So, yeah. That is the worst designed character in the game. And, oop, actually, scroll down a bit. So, alright, and now closing out our high tier, we got Burning. Very close to being top tier, but I think he's just a bit behind those above him. So, alright, Burning Gundam. Burning Finger! I don't actually know the voice, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah. Burning Finger! I don't know. I can't do it. Yeah, this is a really good character. Like, he's like the quintessential rushdown character, I'd say. He just wants to rush in your face, and he has all the tools he needs to do it. His movement is average. Yeah, his movement is average. Nothing insane until you get to the fact that he has this dash, but I'll do more on that. His normals, like, he's another character with a good anti-air. It's actually very similar to Maxter's, which, you know, makes sense. He has, I believe he has some high-low, and this can cross up, but, you know, it's not incredible. He's a lot more of a mids dispenser, I should say, because this move, as you can see, is super plus on block, so he can really stagger his strings out. Like, he can frame trap this into crouching heavy punch. That's how plus it is, which is really rare. This is +2, and like this is a low 2 to boot, so you can't just like stand block it either. Then his only projectile option is Vulcans. He does have some other great pressure tools. He has Burning Finger. This is even, does a ton of chip, and is completely pulls him back, so it can be hard to deal with. His damage on hit is great. I can't do any of the cool combos. His unblockable is mid. Yeah, he has Tenkyoken. But this is like, it's similar. It's the same as Maxter's, where it's high priority, but it's not very big. It has its place. But yeah, like his main thing is just his combo damage is incredible, and he can really stagger his strings. And he has a DP too, so his defense is not lacking. But like this is the big move. This dash. This is in frame 1 invul, and then invul for its entire duration until the very end. Cancelable into normals at any time. This move is nuts. Like, yeah, just fuck neutral. Like, yeah, just go through projectiles. Don't give a shit. You can do it in the air too. It's literally an air dash. And you can stall with this too. So yeah, this is a good option. Like just air dash in from full screen, get in, do your combo, boom. Not quite an overheat, but like close to it. And like yeah, like if you get the right hit, it can just be an overheat. So this is so effective, and it makes it so that you have to play neutral really carefully against him. Like, and then he has all these frame traps to keep you in pressure. And then now that he's got you blocking, he's gonna start throwing in stuns. And now you are taking the full combo from stun. So yeah, it's incredibly threatening. It really is just that he doesn't have mix. Like that's the one thing holding this character back. Like, cause I'd say like all the top tiers have good mix-ups. And this move is just so like game defining that he manages that he's still like by far the top of high tier, but like without a solid way to mix and like really like get people afraid of him, then it can be rough. But still, like, amazing character. Like, this dude earned a spot. Also, just to let's see, what's the input? I gotta find this. Okay. Heat end. There we go. All right. That's cheesy as fuck. Why did I do that? Okay. Top tier time. And we are starting strong with the classic, the man, the myth, the legend, Amuro, the RX-78, the Gundam. So, alright, this character is strong for a number of reasons. There's one really infamous reason, but we'll get into that. So, first of all, he has a beam rifle. Beam rifles are some of the best kind of projectiles you can get, and he has a good one. So, like, this is just a great long-range projectile option. High priority, fast, big, it's very flexible. Has a solid unblockable. Has an air one too. I forget what the input is. Yeah, he has an air unblockable too, which is pretty unique. His movement speeds are average, but they get the job done. He's actually one of the few characters with a grounded overhead button, and this is super high reward. I think there's an overheat combo off this actually. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, like, super rewarding overhead, and it's reactable, and like it can just whiff like that sometimes, which really sucks. But when it works, this thing works. So aside from that, his buttons are okay. Like this is standing heavy punch and crouching heavy punch, pretty good buttons. It's crouching weak kick, solid. This is a solid Abari buttons here. And has okay air buttons. Has this dive kick. This is like literally just actual foot dive. Like super fast, instant overhead. Knocks down instead of giving a full combo like some other one, like another one we'll see later. But still really good because, he just goes straight into OTG Super. Has Gundam Hammer. This is just a meme move, really, but, like, this is a funny move to have. Has a DP, but unfortunately not invincible. And he has this move, too. This is a, what's the input again? Shoot, I'm gonna have to check this real quick. I thought I knew it. Okay. It is Vulcan Sweep. Okay. So he has this move too. This is a super plus. Like, you can see how plus this is. Doesn't do much chip, but this costs no ammo. It's short range, and it's a great pressure tool, and like it can really get people afraid, and then you can start hitting them with the overheads and the lows, and then everything is going to lead into the Gundam Hammer. So I've showed it a few times already, but in case you haven't seen it, this is what it does to a full life bar. Instant death. This is the best super in the game, like, almost, it's like top 2 anyways. It's it or Burning's Beam. Because this does, this I believe does 300 damage when unscaled. And as you can see, characters have 96 health. So, you know, let's just say you get hit by a stray poke, you know, like just a stray standing heavy punch. Goodbye. Say goodbye to that stock. And you get 3 of these. The only time it won't kill is if you get like a raw OTG hit, because the OTG scaling is gonna do it, but it's still so much damage. And then it's just one more mix up, and that's the stock. Like same applies to the dive kick overhead. Yeah, the OTG scaling is still 80%. It's absurd. This is a whiff punish too. You can whiff punish with it too, because it's really fast. Yeah, it has an infinite too. I don't actually know the infinite, to be honest. I can actually look it up real quick here. But let's see if I can do it. Shoot. What? Let's see if I can. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, close. Well, I'll give it a couple more tries. You know, whatever. I don't play this character regularly, so I don't really know these. I don't really know it, but it's an option, and you know, it's just a way to save on your supers. Cause you know, if like, actually, let me show this off. So say you just land a raw super. Okay. Let's OTG, and now you're down 2 stocks. Ain't that awesome? Like, yeah. Like, it just kills people. Murders them. Like, there's nothing left. So yeah, just a really solid character. So his actual flaws, he does have flaws. One is pokes are like just okay, which like, you know, that's better than a lot of the low tiers in this game. But you know, like compared to the other top tiers all have really good buttons, except for heavy arms. But like he doesn't have buttons in the traditional sense. And so yeah. So yeah, he can get out-normaled, he can get out-zoned a bit, because this is his only projectile. But still, like, just the sheer threat of this means he can turn any game around in a second. And he's especially good if you play patient and just wait for opportunities, because the risk-reward is always in his favor, because no one else just wipes out stocks like he does. So yeah. Yeah, I'll give the infinite one more try. Almost had it. Oh well. Yes, yeah. Incredibly good character. Now we're heading into the top 3. And I honestly think these characters are all around the same power level. Oh, I never landed the infinite successfully. Oh, actually, yeah, I can try it again real quick. Yeah, I can't do it, but you get the idea. So anyways, yeah. I think these top 3 are all around the same power level. These guys all have basically like 1 or 2 losing matchups, excluding the boss character, the band characters. So yeah, we're gonna start off with Deathscythe. So this character is very silly. Before we get to the cloak teleport, like, I want to just, because that's everything, but still, like, I want to talk about other stuff. First off, huge normals. This is active for 8 frames. Is humongous and it's a low to boot. This is also solid button. This is plus on block. And like this is even, but like that's still really good because this is hard to contest. This is just a full disjoint. Like it's really good. You can low profile it, but yeah, this jump light punch also very good. His kicks are okay. This is his main anti-air. Has a decent low poke, has a standing low, which is pretty rare. Heavy kick is an okay poke, but really minus. His sweep is basically useless because it's omega minus and kind of slow. Yeah. But then he has a solid projectile game. He has Vulcans, but more notably has Beam Sickle. And this is as good as it looks. This is just a wall of projectiles. It won't delete every projectile, but it'll delete the vast majority. Duo recovers incredibly fast from this too. And this is just plus. It's gonna do good chip. And yeah, then on top of that, all his heavy punches are unblockables. They're a bit slow, but like still faster than most unblockables. And then like you can combo it into his kick. And this kick here, this is actually, you can use it in the air, and it's a grounded overhead. Can combo into super. It's okay. It gives him a solid overhead mix. This is also an instant overhead. Yeah, the mini Aegis, but if it was free and just Aegis if it was free and lasted shorter amount of time. So yeah, anything I missed? He also has a dedicated unblockable special that does more damage. It's pretty fast too, but you won't see it used too much. Yeah, super takes pretty long to come out actually, so you can actually dash away on reaction. It's not that fast, but it is unblockable. Also, funny gimmick of it. I'll try to show this as best I can. His super, he's in recovery as long as the super is on screen, so it's actually punishable on hit on some parts of the screen. But yeah, and then also one more thing, like he can use Beam Sickle to set up Oki in the corner, because this will catch Quick Rise. And that leads into his mix-up, which is dictated by this move. Cloak Teleport. This is like top 2 moves in the game. Maybe, and I'd say the only thing that... actually, top 2 moves on unbanned characters, because the boss characters have some... No, the boss characters have some better moves. Yeah, that isn't on a banned character. So this move is absurdly good. So it's a teleport. You go 5 directions. You can go 5 directions. What makes this stupid? 1 is frame 1 invul. This is very obviously stupid. 2, he can cancel the teleport at any time. As before it reaches the end, and if it reaches the end, it has some extra recovery. So it does mean that once he's teleported, he is committed to doing something from the teleport. So but because the timing is so variable, it's so hard to like actually try to challenge him. Then he has all kinds of mix-ups. He can cross up. He can overhead. If I do this right. Yeah, he can overhead. He can low, of course, too. Then the biggest one. So this unblockable, this is like 20 frames or something, maybe 19. Really pretty good. Out of teleport, this is frame 6. So this is a frame 6 unblockable. you're not going to react to this. So you're thinking, oh, then I just dodge when I see this. And sure, that'll work. But he can also just easily do something like crouching weak punch or crouching weak kick. This is less committal, has less total whiff recovery. So if you do dodge, or if you're even worse if you're a shield character, he can then like keep his pressure going. So you just wasted a boost meter, which you need against this character to avoid the unblockable, and so on. And like say you can try to pressure him, and he's just gonna teleport because this is frame 1. He's gonna teleport, and now you're getting mixed out of your own pressure. You're trying to jump in on him, he's just gonna teleport, and now you have to guess. You try to do projectiles. You're getting too bad. You did it too close. Too bad. You're getting punished. This is actually not easy against this projectile because this is a bit fast. But yeah, like you can use it to go through projectiles too. That's not its best use, but you can do it. And then so yeah, it is just this move does everything you could ever want. It is absurd. And yeah, and then like so his one debatable weakness is he doesn't do good damage. It's good damage, I should say, but compared to the other top tiers especially, he's not like killing you in a few hits really. He needs to guess right several times, but the dex is so stacked for him thanks to this teleport. Like how you are not going to guess right even close to every time. You're going to guess wrong 90% of the time against this character because you aren't ready for any of his mix-ups. Because you physically can't be. There's just too many, and they're too good. And on top of that, he also just has a tiny hurt box. So he actually goes under a lot of things he really shouldn't. And like the thing is, he doesn't even need the teleport. Even without it, his buttons, his mix-ups without it, his neutral, especially with Beam Sickle, this stuff is all so good. And then this is just stacked on top. It's an incredible character. So yeah, that is Deathscythe. Also, should I go for the infinite? Yeah, he'd be high tier without teleport. Yeah, he also has an infinite. This is kind of situational. Yeah, I dropped it. But yeah, you can loop that in the corner. You can do a corner loop with Beam Sickle. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that is Deathscythe. And then now we're gonna move on to Heavy Arms. Once again, I think these top three are like all the same level. And Heavy Arms is by far the best zoner in the game, and I think also the most polarizing character in the game. Okay. So Heavy Arms. This dude is toxic as fuck. So it's almost like not worth talking about his other moves since he can just do this. And you will already understand why this character is top tier. But there's so much else about him. So yeah. Heavy Arms, all his punches are projectiles instead of regular normals. So he has actually some neat stuff here he can do. So it's a pretty neat gimmick. And his kicks are still kicks, but like this is like minus a ton. Like this is 5 frames, but it's actually a 5-frame normal for whatever reason, but it's super minus, so you can't like continue to block string pressure from it. And this is also a 5-frame, but still like once again minus. And he doesn't get good combos off these either. He just kind of gets that, or that didn't combo. Ignore that. Here we go. Yeah, so you can just block this out. But yeah, like his ammo projectile is this. These are all like low priority, but like this is just so many shots and it does so much chip damage that you can't afford to block it. This is, he has smart missiles too. These cost no ammo, do insane chip, and as you can see, are absurdly plus on block. He has a really fast unblockable projectile, and this combos into his super from full screen. I messed it up a little. Yeah, he gets a combo off this. He has this slide move, which is okay. It's an okay combo ender, or I would say if it actually comboed into itself, but it doesn't. So it's not fantastic, but you know it's an option. It's a burst option he has. The main thing really is just these missiles though. So, and then there's the smart bombs. So this doesn't do any chip. That is the one weakness, but this getting in on this is absurdly hard. Unless you are a shield character, because that is this character's one major flaw. He gets bodied by Hydra and shield characters. Well, not every shield character, but like the shield characters, most of the shield characters can just ignore this. And can run towards him. Yeah, he has these buttons, but these are not good buttons, especially since most of these shield characters have bigger buttons than him. So that is like the one thing that really stops him from being banned, in my opinion, because otherwise this character could be like pretty absurd. On top of that, like if he wants to actually do chip damage, he has to stop the smart bombs to do a projectile, and this is your chance to get in on him. Otherwise, there's also other ways to get in, like good use of boost will let you gain some distance. And also, like, another important thing is if you win the round start against him, then it becomes really hard for him. Because if you win round start, he has 5-frame normals, yeah, but that's all he has, and these are not big. So if you can rush him down pretty well. And so, like the one thing he does have, let's see, if I remember the input, he has circus flip, but you know this is an invul backflip, but he can't boost out of this, so his options are actually somewhat limited. He has to either go for a normal or a special, and if you catch him, and you can't, and unlike like a Deathscythe or whatever, you can just catch him out of this. So yeah, it's a good option, but and once again, this loses him space to, it sends him back towards the corner. But it's still a great option. But yeah, this zoning is so overwhelming. And on top of that, his mix-ups also, like he has the full screen mix-ups with the unblockable projectile. But his actual close range mix-ups is not much. This isn't an instant overhead. He has plus frames with smart missiles, and this is really good. But he doesn't have like a real way to pressure after, and he does have an infinite though. Let's see if I can do it. Well, yeah, it's just looping jump weak kick in smart missiles. Once again, like I don't play this character, so I don't really know the timing. But even if you don't, then you still get a follow-up combo off this, which is so yeah. Dash light kick into smart missiles. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what it was. Yeah, okay, there we go. Wow, I've never done this before, and that's piss easy. Awesome. Awesome. Balanced character. So yeah, this just absurd zoning, and his reward when he gets the right hit is good. But like he does get rushed down, and shield characters once again are like the bane of this character, because more than half, like 90% of his moveset is projectiles. It's literally just these 4 moves that aren't, and I guess this technically. Everything else is a projectile. So like if you can just shield up, then it can really fuck him up. So yeah, just the Gundam Battle Assault 2 zoner taken to its natural extreme. Like, he's the ultimate zoner in this game. And so yeah, that's heavy arms. And now we get to move to my main man, Rose. Yeah, I almost won a tournament with this character. Yeah. So Rose, the thing with him is, he's good at everything. He's one of the best characters in just being an all-rounder and not in controlling the neutral game. Yeah, been considered top tier for forever. There's very few matchups he overwhelmingly wins. There are those that exist, but it's more like, there's very few matchups he overwhelmingly wins, but there's almost none he loses. He has 2 among the tournament legal cast. He has 2 matchups that are slight disadvantage. Those being Heavy Arms and Neue Ziel. Everyone else he's even or advantage against. So this is the most solid character in the game. And he just has so much going for him. So first off, these normals. Like, you can tell, this is a disjoint. Like, Altron does not get disjoint. These are disjoints. This is a frame 5 jab, and is a full disjoint. It is +2 on block, and you just have to deal with this. You just have to live with the fact he can do this. The hurtbox, it does whiff on some characters crouching. But that's where this move comes in. This is crouching jab. It's a couple frames slower and the advantage is worse, but it's a bit bigger, and it hits lower obviously, and this is a low. Heavy punch too. This stand heavy punch, like this is, like you can see, this is a humongous anti-air. It does lack in the horizontal range a bit, but like it's hitting from up there. Crouching heavy punch is actually kind of bad. Don't use it. His kicks are also, for the most part, mediocre. They're fast and they're safe on block, but like, there's not much reason to use them over just these 2 buttons. His stand heavy kick though is the exception though. This is active for 24 frames, and he gets a conversion off it too. So this is especially good against matchups like Burning or whoever, where they want to just do an invincible move in. He just presses this, and now if they try to press something after they do their invincible move, they get bodied. Then his command normals too. He has his air normals. This is great. This is a good pressure normal. He has his heavy punch is a projectile, but this recovers super fast. This is plus on block. Super plus on block, and you can use it to chase boosts and get pressure. It's really good, especially against Quick Rise. His Vulcans are actually the worst Vulcans in the game, which is like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I forgot his command normals. He has this move, Step Up. This is an 8-frame safe on block, super active normal. Hits just as high as his heavy punch too, and this leads to a confirm every time. And this is his main conversion. So you can just do this from max range or whatever, go straight into Step Up, conversion, now you get a hard knockdown, now you get Oki. Now you cover both options with this command normal. If they get hit, you get another combo, go back to it, loops into itself. Fucked up. And now, I didn't mention his dive kick either. This is the best dive kick in the game. Like, this thing is frame 20 at worst. It's super fast. Changes air momentum, obviously. instant overhead that leads to... Oh, I dropped it, actually. Yeah. Damn, why am I dropping it? Yeah, no recovery at all. Oh, that's weird. I don't normally drop this combo. Whatever. You get a this combo's into his buttons once you land. And so it's an instant overhead. Maybe Maxter is weird, I don't know. Might be hitting weird, I don't know. So yeah. And so yeah, those are his normals. And I already mentioned his Vulcans. He also has this move though, Lightning Shoot. It's kind of innocuous when you first see it, but this is just a flat-out projectile. This is a flat-out projectile wall. He can have as many as he wants on screen. And you just have to respect it. He can air stall with this too. This is actually a pretty damn good air stall. So just, yeah, deal with it. Hit him out of there. He has a DP, but this isn't actually invuln, so there's no real reason to use this. Besides just like you can kind of chip with it, but it's not good. It's just not a good move. Then he has Kick and Saber. This is an overhead, but it doesn't actually hit overhead till later on, and like when you have this move, like why bother? But it's his main conversion tool, as I showed a bit earlier. And so like with all these tools combined, like he can ignore a lot of zoning with this. Yeah, he gets decent damage and hard knockdown. Converts from everything. He converts off everything, and a lot of characters just cannot contest these buttons. A lot of characters just cannot contest these buttons at all. Oh, how did I forget the fucking rose bits? Oops, that's the wrong move. Yeah, rose bits. So, yeah, he has a funnel. And this is the best funnel in the game, by far. Because, unlike most funnels, this is grounded only, but it's only 40 frames. Most funnels are 80 frames. This is 40. And it doesn't even take away his access to his Vulcans like most do. And guess what? You get this off every knockdown because it's so fast, and you still get Oki. And then you get pressure, and yeah, it only shuts off his super, and his super is fine, but it's like not the best super in the world. It's plus on block, it's invincible, but like you're better off like using other options most of the time. And then this all works well with his unblockable. And if you react to that on first glance, I'm gonna call you a liar, because this is 20 frames, I believe. This is a 20 frame unblockable, and as you can see, it's big as fuck too. Does solid damage. And guess what? You got rose bits up? Well, guess what? It's unblockable setup time, because now you're forced to block. Yeah, so, and then he has all these mix-ups. So it just gets absurd. And if he wants to really spend it, he can get huge damage with super combos. Like, is there anything else I'm even missing? Like, because everything about this character is good. Like solid movement. I don't even know. Like great movement, great mix-ups, great normals, so much. He is a little higher, like he's a little more technical than the other top tiers, but like he's still not that hard. And so like, and then it's like you just loop this pressure, like you get the opponent, like his offense is incredible too. Like as I said, he can loop pressure in the corner, especially with rose bits. And then it's like, there's so much going for him. The one thing is that he doesn't have like a meterless reversal, which basically every other top tier does, besides Super anyways. But like he has a 5-frame normal. He has this as a 5-frame normal. He's a dodge character, so pressure isn't that bad. He can mix up his aerial momentum. Like so much. There's just too much. He's the only issue, arguably, and I don't think this is an issue personally, his damage is not incredible, even unless you unless you do a corner super combo. But like that's not a real problem because one is still fine damage and it leads to an incredible situation after. Like his Oki is insanely good, especially for this game, where Oki, a lot of characters don't even get Oki. Like it's just crazy. Like this is just a crazy character. A lot of characters just cannot. And like if you can't beat the jab, you can't get around this. You just lost the matchup, which is the vast majority of the cast. It's like Weiler jab actually from AOF3. Except he also has so much more too. And yeah, it's just an absurd character all around. So yeah, that's Rose. Crazy character. And now we are getting into banned territory. Yeah, so first up we got Epyon. Closest to being unbanned, but still banned for good reason. So this is Epyon. Before we get to like his primary move, I want to talk about his other stuff. Hydra's a boss, but Hydra's not actually that strong, so like Big Zam, New Zeal, and Hydra are all bosses. They just aren't absurd enough. But yeah, this is an absurd enough guy to be banned. So first things first, he has no projectiles at all. Not a single one in his repertoire. Which is cool. This is cool. Instead, he has absurdly good normals. These are like, and actually, funnily enough, some of Rose's jabs are still hard for him to deal with, but when you're excluding this move, but we'll get to that. But yeah, he has very good normals. This is like possibly the best anti-air in the game. This is a frame 5 humongous normal. His other normals are kinda just mediocre. Like they're good. This looks like it should be an overhead, but it's not actually. This is a goofy ass normal. This is a cool sweep. It low crushes actually. Yeah, and it really just his heavy punches are really fucking good. And then you get to his special moves. This is like a weird DP looking move that's not actually a DP. I don't know what the deal with that is. And then he has this really cool short hop move. And this is actually unironically cool. Lets him get some neat pressure sequences. His mix-up is not incredible. Like, he doesn't have a good overhead. So he does... And, like, if you can see the short hop coming, so you know an overhead is coming. And I'm actually having trouble hitting it. There we go. So, yeah. The reason this character is banned, at least in my opinion, is this move. This is Epyon Crusher, and I believe... this is top 1 move in the game. Like, the other banned characters are better, but they don't have a single move as good as this. This is just the best move in the game. So, remember Bolt Tackle? So, imagine Bolt Tackle if it did more damage, was significantly plus on block, armored for its total duration, could go in any direction to chase you. Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, like, this is This is an invincible in startup, and even then, it's armored. Also disjoint. But yeah, it's armored as shit. And it's armored the entire duration, and if you do it low to the ground, this is plus on block. And there's nothing you can do about this. Unless you are Big Zam, New Zeal, Hydra, or Psycho, you can't fight this character, because this move just invalidates anything you try to do. You can't fight it. Like, you can try to zone it, nope, he's just gonna go right through. He doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna do this, and now you have to watch your character slowly die or quickly die, depending on whether you let yourself get hit. And so, yeah, this is just so unbelievably stupid. Because this character is legit close to being balanced. Like, he'd still be S tier, because like he has buttons like this. But yeah, this move is just this is just too good. Way, way, way too good. Like, it true block strings into itself. It's that absurd. I think he'd still be like, I think he'd be top 4. I think it's better than RX. His super is unblockable, but you can dodge it, yeah. You want to dodge once and then hit him out. Time to mod. I would love to mod it, but I'd also like to. I also want to nerf this button because this button is too good. This button is fine just because it's really low reward on hit. But this button is just too good, frankly. Like, you literally can't jump against him because this button exists. But yeah, otherwise it really is this move. It's too good. Yeah. So yeah, that's Epyon. And now let's talk about a more interesting character. He's Hell Gundam, but Devil Gundam, but he's called Dark Gundam here because we can't have religious references. Alright. This guy is cool. So, like Zam and New Zeal, this guy has constantly active armor. But unlike them, he can block. So he actually can just avoid damage if he wishes. His buttons aren't actually insanely good, but they're more than good enough to do what he needs, especially combined with the armor. His kicks buttons are really cool because they summon colony Gundams. And in the air, the air one of this is such a cool move. His air HK is a laser. And then you can do shit like this and hit people from the top of the screen. It's so cool. Like, this character's moveset is really inventive. Then he has Epyon Crusher beats Bolt Tackle. Then he has this move. This is similar to actually Deathscythe's projectile, where it's a high priority transcendent projectile that just stays out. It's not as good, but it's up there. He has a Tri-Beam, like, really good zoning tool for obvious reasons. His air buttons are cool too. He has this. This is an instant overhead. This stalls his air momentum. He has this combo ender punches. Then he has the super too. Like, and also probably his best move is this a Tri-Beam, but this isn't unblockable. It's this huge beam, and this is 40 frames, but because of how big it is, you can still have trouble dealing with it. And you can't dodge the entire thing, even. Like, even if you get it as late as possible, I believe you still get hit by one tick of it. Can, however, low profile. Which is, most characters can't do, but Maxter can do. He's mainly just banned because of armor. His base moveset is, like, definitely S tier level, but it's... If you could, like, stun him and actually hit him out of shit, he would probably be fine. But he's too much as is. He's too much with the armor. Because his buttons are pretty bad, actually, overall, especially compared to other characters. So yeah, it causes issues. But aside from that, he's just like I think he's a really cool zoner. Like, he has a lot of cool zoning tools. And I wish he didn't have armor, but like that's just how the cookie crumbles. Yeah. And then next character kind of is unfair though. Although he'd be garbage without armor. Psycho Gundam. Yeah, Psycho Gundam. Gonna go ahead and tower above everyone else. So this dude is stupid. So just like the other bosses, armor, but he can block, which already gives him a big advantage. And here's the thing, he has the highest. Let me check actually. I believe he has a damage modifier of 200%. And yeah. So means that shit like that is gonna be almost an entire stock. You cannot take a punch from this character. Now his buttons are actually pretty slow. And he doesn't actually have a good anti-air. This looks like a good anti-air, but it's actually pretty bad. In effect. And then, like, he doesn't have any high-low mix, because he doesn't have any fast overheads. Then, like, these buttons are kind of weird, because they're more anti-airs than actual buttons. But his projectile is really good. These are all high priority. They barely use any ammo. They're big, too, and so they're going to snuff out a lot of other stuff. Plus, he's just going to armor through other projectiles. He has this DP. It's not invincible, but if you hit, that's a stock. Straight up. No matter who you are, unless you're another boss character, this is a stock. You cannot afford to be hit by this move. Then, like, my favorite move he has is the command grab. This is another hit grab, but it's his fastest move at 10 frames. So you can block it, but because of the armor, sometimes you're still gonna get hit. Because of the armor, you're still sometimes gonna get hit by it, and then that hurts. He has an unblockable too, but this is like actually a pretty awful unblockable. But yeah, he doesn't need mix because he just blows you up, and you can't attack him properly. He has the Super 2, which is pretty alright, but it's nothing incredible. So yeah, like he's just gonna this character just kills you, like he hits you a few times and you die. Like that's really what it comes down to. So yeah, that is Psycho, and with that is the tier list. So, let me go ahead and download this and then upload it onto Twitter. Is there any character? No. Quin Mantha is the character with the... Or no, actually... Let me check the damage modifiers, because I think Zam might... have a... Zam has one that's really high. Okay, no. I was wrong. So yeah, I was wrong. So Psycho doesn't have 200%. His is 150%. Big Zam has the highest at 175, and Quin Mantha is tied with Psycho for 150%. So yeah. Psycho mirrors are weird, because, like, you know, you can just block out of getting hit. So yeah. So yeah, let's tweet it out. see my Gundam Battle Assault 2 tier list as 4/15/23. Let's see, VOD will be uploaded later today. VOD. Or actually, maybe I'll edit the video slightly. I'll see. Alright. Tweet that shit out. And here, I'll just post it in stream chat real quick. Yeah, so yeah, that was fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this very thorough look over of the cast. Yeah, I got to talk about a lot of broken shit and got to show off a lot of broken shit. So yeah, I am now I need to get some exercise actually. I haven't exercised all day. Jeez, that was 3 hours. Wow. Yeah, yeah, so long. Have a good rest of have a good evening, I guess. So long.